Hi guys, it's the Northwoods Fairy here, and I am in my favorite woods. Well, it's not necessarily my favorite, but it's the closest one to my house. And so basically, I do live in the woods, but this is county land, and um, I'm going to show you some of my favorite spots, as well as take you for a walk. We're going to see some scenery. I am wearing my headset that I wear as a truck driver. So we're going to see how that goes. And usually it's pretty empty here. So hopefully it stays that way. Um, but yeah, so I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to go for a walk. And hopefully the sounds of the leaves, they're kind of wet right now, will be nice. And hopefully the scenery will be nice. So I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. And I'm going to edit it together with a Reiki video, an outdoor Reiki video. All right, so let's begin. Okay. So we got here. Here's the path that I usually take, and I'm gonna try to whisper a little bit, and hopefully you will be able to hear me. But my voice is still a bit hoarse, so we're gonna keep that to a minimum. This is my favorite tree. It is an oak tree, and I like to come and sit here, do my meditations and things like that. And this is a nice little lake, and as you can see, if it'll zoom in there, let's go a little further down. There's all those trees over there. The camera really doesn't do it justice. There used to be a beaver dam over here, but I don't know what happened to it, to be honest with you. So, yeah, but it's very pretty, and here's my favorite tree from a different view. My friend, I guess you could say. I am quite kind of a hippie when it comes to nature. So, let's walk down the path a bit. I like to be by the water, and walking past the water. But something looks like it was walking on that ice there. It's not quite frozen enough to walk on. Me personally, which would be another cool video to do. And I love these trees here, especially this nice pine. You can kind of see it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a nice little pine, and they're all over the place. Where I live, there is a lot of poplar trees and birch trees, ash trees, and hardwood, if you know anything about trees. And here's a close-up of that area over there. Alright, let's continue. Right there. Now, I believe it's pretty safe right now. But in the spring and summer, I do have to be very careful. There are wolves and there are bears here. And since I've moved up here, there have become significantly more. This is pretty cool. It's blocking my path, but look at all the little mushrooms. Let's take a good look at that. All along that log there. And I just scared some kind of a bird away. A lake there. Now, I could go pretty far into this woods. This woods is about, I don't know, 40 miles. I have walked quite a bit of it. I don't know if you can see how cool stuff looks over here. I have walked quite a bit of it, but there is always you know, I gotta try to be careful when I walk it myself. There's really never a lot of people here except hunting season, which it is right now, but I think everybody pretty much is almost done because nobody's here. There's no cars or anything. There's another dead branch with a lot of mushrooms on it. This is hardwood right here. I believe. Yeah, I believe that's hardwood. And go further, a bit further, and then we can look back and see how beautiful it looks. Just the camera really doesn't do it any justice, guys. But thanks for coming on a walk with me. If you enjoy this type of thing, nature-y, pine needles on the ground, looks like this pine might have shed some needles and I don't know, maybe grew them all back. I'm not really sure how these pine trees work. But I just love trees, you guys. I love foliage. I love nature. I don't get out as much as I used to. Looks like we have quite a few. Things on our path here. Still see on the lake there. It did snow 2 times already. Mostly melted, that's why it's all wet here. That's really cool. I like stuff like this, where the trees got their roots hanging off. It's a really nice pine. I really do think it looks cool. It's kind of like, you know, what you typically can't see, you can now see. Because like I've always said about trees, trees are, you know, you can see them a certain way. You can see what's above ground. But the mysterious thing about them is that they have a whole nother side to them, which is their roots, that we can't see. So yeah, I don't know. hope that made sense. Zoom back. There's a nice breeze. It can get very quiet here. There's another woods that is county land, and it's an historic area that I will be taking you guys on a walk-in also. This is just literally a couple miles from my house, and I walk here sometimes all the way here and walk through them, or sometimes I'll just drive up here and go for a walk in the woods or meditate. There's a nice birch right there. Not really sure if my voice is relaxing. I sure hope so, because I don't want to do a voiceover on this. I'd rather enjoy the sounds of the woods. And that tree looks really cool. I actually think the camera might be able to pick up some of its coolness. Yeah. So, I really like the idea of talking to you guys, walking through the woods, you know. But if this doesn't work out, I am going to do a voiceover. So let's just hope that this works out and it's relaxing enough for you guys. And this is a neat little spot here also, because it's like a marsh or something. It's got some water that comes through, and then it's got its grass. In the summer, when I do one, I'll do another video. The ducks are there, and the geese and everything. I think I've even seen swans here before. And another thing I love is moss growing on something. Like down there, you got that really mossy old tree trunk. And I just think it's the coolest thing. And to be honest, I would like to go over on that side one of these days. I haven't explored these woods as much as I've explored what really wasn't woods back home, but I considered it woods when I lived there. Like I said, I'm really originally from a city, so it's much different living in the country. Nature is everywhere, and I believe it does something to your senses. I believe personally that your abilities to your senses, they grow. Your intuition, your psychic abilities, whatever you want to call it. I believe this was when hunting. Not really. My husband told me what these were. You'll find them from time to time walking in the woods out here. The trees are so barren right now, but I gotta admit they look pretty cool. Trying to get everything that I can to show you how cool it looks, especially if you're an enthusiast like me. In this summer coming up, I'm going to be getting my ginseng license, or whatever I need. There's ginseng that grows out here, and there's a special way to do it because it, well, basically it takes a while to grow, and you don't want to completely deplete the ginseng in the area. I really like this. These are definitely birch, and I absolutely love birch. My favorite birch is yellow birch, I think it's called. My 3 favorite trees are yellow birch, I love willows. Actually, that would be my favorite, especially the really big ones that you can go underneath and go in their leaves, and it's like a little hut. So, yeah. And another one of my favorite trees is coming up. And this isn't very far into the walk that I would like to take. I'm not going to be able to do it today. I did wait a little bit late for this. So basically, the sun is going to be going down. And I definitely don't want to be in these woods without any protection at night or in the dark. Not typically a good idea. Oh, this is really cool. I don't know if you can see how cool that looks. It's gonna change the view. This is probably how I should have shot the video, but all that moss and stuff growing on this old log. And then we're gonna turn it back this way, and that tree right there is another amazing tree. I just was infatuated with this tree when I first moved up here and came walking out here. It's definitely got to be old, and it's a pine, so for it to be that big and all those, chunks coming out of one trunk, I guess you could say, branches that turn to really big branches, and I believe it's got to be pretty old. And it looks like it might have some animals that live in there. So that's pretty cool. I have to be careful not to fall too. Neat looking area over here. Let's zoom out so you guys can see. Alright, now we're gonna have to turn around because darkness comes pretty quickly. So, I'm gonna show some footage of walking on the ground. You can see my boots that I shouldn't be wearing because I never really wanted to get these ones dirty. These are not typical hiking wet, boots that you want to get wet. But yeah, this is my woods. At least I feel like it's my woods. I really like it here. kind of reminds me of the one back home, but more dangerous and no people, really. I've only ran across people here a few times. So, it's pretty interesting. I almost feel like I'm walking faster because I really don't want it to get dark. A cute little pine tree. I think they're just so adorable. Right. Hopefully you guys can see like just the nature-y aspect of it. I've always been a nature person. Honestly, I work out, but I would much rather go for a walk in the woods or do something physical outdoors than work out. Ever since I've been able to, when I first got a car, living in the city, I would go to I believe it was a nature sanctuary in my city. There were always a lot of people though, but there were places you could go and hide off in the woods. There's that area again. So beautiful. So beautiful, guys. Usually this mic picks up my breathing pretty, well, let's just say a lot. It's what I used to talk with when I was truck driving or when I drive in my car. Safety first. So, it is meant to drown out other sound, and it can pick up a lot of breathing, and I am still sick. I know in my last couple of videos I've had a cold or something, and wasn't feeling very well. Still kind of not feeling very well. My voice is a bit raspy. So I was hoping that the whispers and the soft spoken will be good enough, but you might hear a lot of my breathing as if I'm really out of shape. I'll admit, I do need to exercise more, but these microphones can basically make it sound like you're, like you need to walk more. Oh, some neat little berries. I wonder if maybe somebody might know if those are elder. I'm not really sure, and I won't touch anything that I don't know what it is, of course. Because that kind of poisoning is not very fun. Got there. We got some clouds coming in. I think it might actually snow. Doesn't really matter to me, to be honest, because I don't get out much anymore. When I was in the city, I was always doing something. So I believe it affected me more, but now it's just more of a pretty thing. And there's some beaver chew, where a beaver chewed on a tree. I think they decided they didn't want that tree. I'm not really sure, to be completely honest with you. But it's been like that, so I don't really know. And actually, you may be able to see from this view, in the middle of the lake there, or on the right there, zoom in on it as much as I can, that would be a beaver hut. And sometimes I do see all different kinds of animals on my walks. So I love to breathe deep and take in the pine. The pine smells so good up here in the winter. That's why I'm learning to get used to the cold and just embrace it. The seasons are necessary. It is very necessary. Over here. I know it's a bit unsteady walking with the camera, but this is a real life walk, so hopefully that helps. Makes it somewhat interesting for some of you. Absolutely beautiful. I got this pine saying hello. Another tiny little pine. So cute. I know I'm probably a big weirdo for liking little trees or whatever, but that's just how I've always been. Honestly. I'm more of a plant person than an animal person. Always felt very connected to nature. I did a meditation, a guided meditation, and this was actually the woods that I pictured in my mind as I did the guided meditation. Just so you guys know. Breathe, guys. Breathe, breathe. The air is absolutely beautiful. The air is beautiful. What I mean is that the air is wonderful, healthy. Maybe it'll help me get rid of this cold. Oxygen does help kill bacteria and pathogens, so you would hope, right? And this is neat because you can really see the path from here. And we're getting closer to the end. And my favorite tree that I just come to simply walk through, and it sure is getting cloudy. I don't know if it's gonna snow or what nature has planned. Can't really trust the weather forecast up here. So I guess I'm not gonna be doing a Reiki video outside today, but there's always another day. And maybe if I can do one when the first snowfall, or when a beautiful snow falls, that would be really cool too. Let's zoom in. You can see across the way. It's kind of not doing a very well of focusing, but that's okay. We'll just zoom right back out. Look at this awesome tree with the moss, and it's definitely a birch. I kind of feel like Bob Ross how I'm talking right now. If any of you remember or know who Bob Ross is. Here's my favorite tree to sit by. And you can kind of tell why a person would pick to sit here. I mean, it's by the water. It's got some nice sitting area. It's a beautiful oak. It's definitely an older oak. I usually sit right about right here, and it looks like there's an animal that lives there. I'll sit here or right by the tree. So I'm gonna say goodbye to my friend the tree here. And yeah, it's a good spot right by some water and a tree. I realized I always pick trees by water to sit by, and it makes sense. I mean, the tree and the element of water, pretty cool. So anyways, guys, I am going to let you go before it snows on me or does something. And I'm going to edit this video. I don't know how relaxing my voice is, but I figure at least it can be enjoyable, because you can see where I like to go walking in the woods, in the closest woods county land by my house. And this is before it really snowed. You know, like I said, it snowed twice, but before it really snowed. So hopefully it's enjoyable. I enjoyed this walk with you guys, and I have posted some relaxing videos, so if you want to watch those and maybe just, you know, learn a little bit about me, then that works. Alright guys, have a good night or day.